You're not going to believe the transformations I have for you today. I'm going to show you how I turned thrifted finds into stunning spring decor on a budget. In this video, I'll show you 4 easy DIY transformations, from a carrot cart to a bunny planter, that will bring spring magic into your home. Hi, I'm Loli. Let's create something beautiful and find a little joy along the way. I found this beautiful little bucket at my local thrift shop for just $1. It was originally from Christmas tree shops and it was $4. We're going to remove both those stickers and we're going to decorate it with this bunch of florals that I got from the Dollar Tree. I took some floral foam from Temu, placed it in the bottom, and then I'm going to take these beautiful orange stone roses, cut them into individual pieces, and arrange them inside the bucket. I made sure to push the greenery portion or the leaf portion of the flowers up, and then cut my stem. And I'm going to put 2 pieces here towards the front of the pail, and then I'm placing one at the center, standing pretty much erect. Then I'm going to turn my peel around and put 2 pieces on the other side, kind of like the position in which you have the number 5 on a dice. And the reason for this, I want this to look nicely balanced. Next, I took some of these zinnias from Dollar Tree. They are so beautiful. They have some yellow to them and a beautiful orange tint as well. I thought it worked perfectly with these colors right here as well. And it kind of reflected some of the colors in the peel. I am adding them in between the roses as you see there. I'm going to turn it around, add one here at the center as well. Just trying to keep this nicely balanced so it keeps its form. I am not a florist. I'm just working with what I have and trying to find that look that I have in my brain, trying to bring it to life. So I'm just trying to put them in between. At the same time, I want to have different florals to bring in different textures. I want the colors to be close to this color here, but I want some greens and some whites to soften the look as well. So I just kept adding some of these white flowers from Dollar Tree. I don't remember the name of them. If you know, let me know in the comment section below. And I ended up using about, I think I only used 1 of the stems. It came with 5 of them. And I just added those 4 in there. Then I decided to take some of these ferns, also came from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to cut them into individual pieces that have like 2 pieces to them. And I'm just placing them in different sections here just to bring a little bit more height to my piece and to give it more of that wispy look. And look how beautiful that's looking already. Let me know in the comment section what you think so far about this one. If you're liking this project, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you love it, go ahead and hype that video. Thank you so much. As I'm adding the greenery here, I'm just looking at my piece. I'm seeing exactly how I want it. I wanted it to have like a flowy look in the bottom here. So I'm bending my ferns down and making sure that the ferns are kind of pointing downwards here. This stem was a little bit too big, so we're going to go ahead and trim it down and try to make it, kind of even with the other one, but not perfect because no plant grows, symmetrical on all sides. But I'm just trying to bring some symmetry with it, but I want it to look natural. Then we're going to do the same thing right here on the other end. So I want this to look like a beautiful cascading arrangement. And it turned out so beautiful. I just kept filling it out until I was happy and my heart was happy and I was completely satisfied with what I did. I'm so proud of myself for this piece. I am no florist, but I have to say I'm proud of myself for this one. And you never know what you're capable of. So if you have in the heart to create something, go ahead and try it because you might surprise yourself. And that is it for this one. Let me know in the comment section what do you think about this one. I love it. For this project, I'll be using this adorable little card that I got at my local thrift shop for just $1. I will give it a nice clean and using some of this routine clean from Dollar Tree. This huge tub is just $1.50. I'm going to just go ahead and clean it with just the wiper first, and then I took a little bit of goo off and wiped it one more time, and then dried it. Then I'm going to take it outside and give it 3 coats of this Rust-Oleum spray paint in the color gloss white. And I'm going to take some of this fabric from Dollar Tree. It was in the clearance section for 75 cents. Nothing was wrong with it. The only thing that was missing was the tag. So we're going to go ahead and use the fold here as a guide. And I'm going to make sure that the fabric is straight. And then I'm going to cut a section, as you see right there. I am eyeballing. Did not measure any of this, but I will say it was about 6 inches in width, and it just spanned to the middle of the fabric, as you see there. Then I folded the fabric backwards, as you see there, with the printed sides that was the inside, and remove any of the loose threads that were on the edges. Then I'm going to take some hot glue, and I'm going to start from the folded side, and I'm going to do a bead all the way up, but I'm angling it outward as I'm going. I want the bottom of this to be narrower than the top. So this is what I'm doing, about, I will say, about a 80% angle, just deviating towards the top a little bit more, so that way it will have kind of like a concave shape to it. Then I carefully flip the fabric over. Be very careful not to pull on the sides as you do this. Instead, just bring the bottom to the opening and then slowly flip it over. And to get all those edges out, just use your scissors right there and just push the edges outward to reveal this beautiful little sack. Then I'm just going to trim off about 1 inch off the top as well, because it was a little bit too tall to go into my basket. And here I'm just going to go ahead and measure that I'm happy with it. I'm leaving about another inch extra here at the top, because for this part we're going to go ahead and fold it inward so we have a nice finished edge. I just folded it inward, as you see there, and then I began gluing the edges down with some hot glue. Here, be very careful that you're not using your bare fingers, as I'm doing right here. I'm doing it because I barely have any more fingers. I barely have any more feelings on my fingers. So, I don't know, this, I was fine, don't you worry. But please use finger protectors, because the burlap is very porous and the hot glue can seep right through it. Now we're gonna go ahead and position it right inside of our little basket. Then I took a piece of floral foam and I'm going to add it into the little sack, and then top it with some Spanish moss. Friends, if you're enjoying this video so far, don't forget to hit that like button. And while you're there, subscribe and hit the notification bell so YouTube notifies you each time that I upload a new video. All these things are free and they mean the world to me. Thank you so much. Please let me know in the comment section where you're watching from. I love to know how far my videos are reaching. All right, then I took some of these rosemary florals from the Dollar Tree, and I'm cutting them very, very close to the other set. It comes in like different levels on the pick. So I'm just cutting off, as you see there. Hopefully I'm zooming up enough so you can see exactly what I mean. I'm cutting one pick into individual pieces, with some having just one to it and then two on others. And I did that with I cut off about 5 different pieces on here. And I'm just spreading them around, as you see there, trying to leave some space in between, because I have some plants, and include some of these beautiful little carrots from the Dollar Tree. I started by taking 2 of them and adding them onto my basket, as you see there. I decided to angle it like that. I put one on the other side, and I'm like, oh, this is cute. But I was like, you know what? Which will be cuter? Maybe a little beautiful bunny hanging out here. So I took this other piece that I had in the front, and I made room for that little bunny. This bunny right here came from the Dollar Tree. It is intended to be a salt paper shaker, but we are going to use it as an ornament. I plopped them right there in between the 2 carrots, and that was done for that one. But I didn't ended up liking it. I was going for a more simple look, so I decided to remove it and instead add an extra carrot right here in the middle. That was it. Let me know in the comment section, will you have left the bunny or do you like it better without the bunny? My friend, today's video is part of a Spring Decor DIY collaboration with these lovely ladies. Aurea from DIY with Aurea, May from Craft Away with May, and Jenny from Lovely Moments Creating. Make sure that you head on over to these amazing ladies' channels and check out their videos and let them know that Loli sent you. Thank you so much. Well, this one is quick and easy. Isn't much that we're going to do. This one looked beautiful, but it was a little bit too dated for me. So I took some Rust-Oleum Linen White chalk paint and I'm going to dry brush it with it. I'm being very careful to not get any paint in the little grooves because I do love that color peeking through the white. It just gives it a beautiful, beautiful effect. And it just gives it a bit more depth as well. So I just kept dry brushing the white on there. And this piece was beautiful as it was, but it just was not my style. I just wanted to make it a little bit more vibrant. And I did this all around the sides. I also did it in the inside portion of the frame, but being very careful not to get it into the florals. And here I'm doing it very careful as well to not get any of that paint inside of the letters because I do love how that looks. And it just pops even more having a lighter finish as the frame. And I did that until I was completely done filling out the entire section. I also added some of the white onto the dragonflies. In case you don't know, guys, dragonflies are my favorite. That's why it's part of my channel's logo. Then I took some agave color from Waverly, a chalk paint in the color agave, and I'm using a small brush. And I'm going to just so lightly dry brush that onto the wings of the dragonfly, being very careful not to get it into the grooves. I wanted it to look as if it's that, you know, when you look at a dragonfly and it has that iridescent finish to it, that is what I was going for, that magical shimmer that they have. And then after I was happy with how much that had, I added just a little bit onto the body as well to finish this piece. And this came out so beautiful. Let me know in the comment section what do you think about this one. I love it. I really think it is a gem. All right, guys, this one is so stinking cute. I have to tell you, I have to warn you. I found this beautiful bunny set from Dollar Tree. Isn't that cool? It almost looks like it's metal, right? It is not. It's some kind of composite material. I'm going to take some of this floral foam that I found at Temu. I'm going to just go ahead and trim off the edges of it so it fits nice and flat into my bucket. Then I'm going to just go ahead and glue it to the bottom of my pail right there. This is one of those buckets from the Dollar Tree that look like they're kind of like wooden, and they match perfectly with those bunnies. Now we're going to go ahead and take our bunnies. Look at that. They are so cute. I'm going to just remove the tags off of here because I have not decided here whether or not I'm going to sell this piece or if I'm going to keep it. Right now, I'm so in love with it that I'm leaning towards keeping it. So I remove all the tags from the bottom of it. And we're going to place it right on top of our bucket, right at the center. And look at it. It fits perfectly. Now we're going to take a variety of florals, starting with these beautiful lilacs from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to remove the tags from them and then bring all of the leaves all the way to the top and then cut them at the base right here into individual pieces. I'm going to begin to stick them onto the foam, but I want to make sure that I am not covering the bunnies as I'm doing that. So I want them to be a bit shorter. I want this to look as if the bunnies are just hanging out inside of the potted plant of florals here. So I'm making sure that I am cutting them and putting them in an angle so they're cascading outwards. Then I'm doing the same thing here on the other side. I'm trying to keep everything equal because I want these guys to look as if they are just trailing through the flowers there and then just bringing everything to the sides as they're doing so. And I added about, I would say about 3 to 4 picks of this in total. Then here I came in with some of this greenery that I got from Dollar Tree some years back. And I'm going to push all of the greenery to the top because I do not need to waste any of the greenery inside of the bucket. I want everything to be seen right there at the top. I'm removing the tag by removing one out and repositioning them. And once I have everything all the way to the top, I'm going to cut this at the base of the stems right here. I'm just going to cut all of them into individual pieces. And I begin adding them onto my piece here, trying to put them in between of my lilac pieces as well. I'm just going to start putting them right here, trying to put them in between. And here I kind of put it too far away from the others. I want this to break up the purple a little bit so it looks more natural. And I'm going to add another one right here. And then another one in between the other two. And this kept falling off. If you have this issue, guys, you can always add a little bit of hot glue to the tip of your pick and then put the flower back on, and that will keep everything in place. I never know what I'm going to do with my florals, so I don't do that as much as I craft because sometimes I reuse things if I don't sell them. And then once I got both sides done, this is what they look like. Look how cute that's looking. Look at that contrast of that purple with the bunnies. Then I took these fern pieces from the Dollar Tree as well, and I'm going to position them towards the outskirts of the arrangement right here, just to bring in another angle and just to give a little bit more fullness to the edges here where the florals are not. And I just thought it made it look more round and it just made it look more wild, like wildflowers. I don't know, guys, I'm in love with this piece, so I might be pretty partial here. I'm going to add some more of this greenery right here on the other side as well as I did on the first side. I was left with just one remaining piece right here, so I decided to cut that down as well and add it on this other side here that it seemed like it was missing a little something just to bring down that whole cascading effect. And I made sure that I bent it down with a bit so it was cascade down. What do you think? Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's episode, here are a couple more videos you are sure to enjoy. Thank you so much for stopping by. You're amazing. Bye.